Game Week 10 is done and dusted, and a score of 78 points has seen a rise up to 58k. Nick Pope conceded against the run of play for a third consecutive game week, after Dan Burn gave away a penalty which was calmly dispatched by Ivan Toney. Brentford recorded a non-penalty XG of just 0.29, with only Southampton faring worse during the game week. Kieran Trippier and João Cancelo each provided attacking returns, but Reece James was rested for Chelsea's comfortable 3-0 win over Wolves, only appearing for an 18-minute cameo. Graham Potter's side restricted their opponents to just 2 shots on target, and once again only Southampton recorded fewer. James Madison was the only player without a return in midfield, as Andreas Pereira validated the decision to hold Mitrovic with his early goal against West Ham. He provided team-leading figures of 2 shots on target and 0.18 expected goals. Dominic Solanke played a hand in both Bournemouth goals as they came from behind to beat Leicester 2-1. No forward could better his 0.64 expected assist figure during the game week. So let's move on to discuss the transfer plans for Game Week 11. There are 2 free transfers available and 2.4 million in the bank. Blank Game Week 12 is almost upon us, and of my 4 players without a fixture that game week, Kevin De Bruyne is the one I'll most likely be selling. I have weighed up the idea of transferring him out this game week and potentially taking a 1-week punt on Heung-min Son at home to Everton. But given the respective form of Man City and their Game Week 11 opponents Liverpool, I'm not sure there's any real reason to make that swap now. I'd still be backing Haaland for captaincy, and that limits the potential for the Son move to pay off in a single game week. With Alexander-Arnold reportedly set for a spell on the sidelines, I no longer need to consider him ahead of Game Week 12. That means I'll be holding João Cancelo through his blank game week, and instead I can upgrade either Emerson or Neco Williams, both of whom have lost their starting places. I'm leaning towards selling Emerson because even if he does get a rest start in Game Week 12, he's up against Liverpool and a clean sheet will be unlikely. As mentioned on the watchlist video, Crystal Palace defender Mark Guéhi is the player I'm targeting. The main appeal is that home fixture against Wolves in Game Week 12. They've scored the fewest number of goals this season with 3. It's really about setting myself up to cover the likes of Cancelo, Haaland and Martinelli, who I plan to carry on my bench that game week. At his price, Guéhi is cheap enough to leave open the option of bringing Salah in for De Bruyne next week, although as it stands I'm more tempted to go for Jared Bowen or Leandro Trossard. But that's a decision that can wait until after this game week. I want to assess how involved Salah is against Man City in the absence of Luis Diaz, who also picked up an injury against the Gunners. So to summarise, I'm looking at making just the 1 move this week, Emerson to Guéhi, and here's how the team is set to line up. Nick Pope has been frustrating to own in the last 3 game weeks, where he's made a total of just 4 saves and conceded a single goal in each match. It's hard to see a clean sheet against Man United, who have won 5 of their last 6 matches, scoring in each. But Newcastle still offer promising underlying defensive numbers. They've conceded just 3 big chances across their last 4 matches, with only Man City allowing fewer. Reece James faces an Aston Villa side that has scored just 3 goals across their last 4 matches, with only Wolves and Southampton faring worse. They've taken only 1 of the 8 big chances they've created in that time. In the absence of Kyle Walker, João Cancelo was allowed more freedom to get forwards against Southampton last weekend. He took 10 touches in the opposition penalty box in that match, compared to an average of just 2.4 per 90 minutes in the previous 8 matches. Over each team's respective last 4 matches, Kieran Trippier ranks first amongst defenders for attempted assists with 13. 3 of those were big chances created, a tally which trails only Haaland and De Bruyne across all positions. Wilfried Zaha has attempted 10 shots in the box over his last 4 matches, trailing only Saka, Bowen and Foden amongst midfielders. His opponents Leicester have shipped a league-high total of 13 goals across each team's respective last 4 matches. Kevin De Bruyne has fashioned league best totals of 15 attempted assists and 6 big chances created over the same period. In that time, Liverpool have conceded 11 big chances, with only Crystal Palace, Southampton, Leeds and Fulham faring worse. Although he produced a double-digit haul last weekend, Gabriel Martinelli has taken just 7 shots over the last 4 matches. Xhaka, Ødegaard, Jesus and Saka have all attempted more amongst teammates. By contrast, the Brazilian took a total of 19 shots in his first 5 matches this season. But Arsenal face Leeds up next, a side that have conceded the second most big chances across the last 4 matches, with 17. In the same period, a tally of 12 shots ranks James Madison joint 5th amongst midfielders. Only Son and Foden have landed more than his 6 efforts on target, and his total of 10 attempted assists trails only Salah and De Bruyne. Doubts remain over the availability of Alexander Mitrovic, who missed the defeat to West Ham last weekend with a foot injury. Fulham boss Marco Silva was confident of a return for Bournemouth when he gave his press conference before that match, but sounded less convinced in his post-match interview. Andreas Pereira remains on standby should the Serb miss out once again. The Cherries extended their unbeaten run to 5 matches under caretaker manager Gary O'Neill, with Dominic Solanke contributing to 4 of their 6 goals in that spell. Over each team's respective last 4 matches, Fulham rank bottom for big chances conceded with 19, while only Leicester have shipped more goals. Once again, it's hard to overlook Erling Haaland for captaincy. The Norwegian has found the net in each of the last 7 league matches, averaging 12 points per game. Liverpool have kept only 1 clean sheet in their 4 matches at Anfield this season, shipping 5 goals. And only Southampton and Fulham have conceded more than their 11 big chances on home turf.